All right, everyone's teeth get darker as we get older. If you drink coffee and red wine, or really anything that's dark, your teeth will get darker. Some people's quicker than others. Most people's teeth, as they get darker, turn kind of yellower. Some people's get grayer. Okay, some people kind of combination. Most of the staining comes from externally. There are some people that are born when their teeth are forming, and the darkness comes from within. Some not as common now, but there's some antibiotics we used to take as when we were little babies, or our parents took them, and our common teeth would come in dark from the inside. Something called tetracycline staining was a very common one. So there are some reasons where people do naturally have darker teeth, even from young. Those are harder to whiten, unfortunately. Not impossible to make a change, but it is very difficult. You spend a lot of time whitening, and even then the results are mixed. Yellow teeth, which is more common as we get older, are easier to whiten. Grayer teeth, you can whiten them, they still kind of look this gray tinge, and they don't whiten as well. As we get older, it is harder to whiten your teeth. So you have like a teenager or 20-something-year-old, your teeth are going to whiten quicker and faster, easier. As you get older, not that you can't whiten your teeth, but you need to definitely use the better systems. And I've whitened many people's teeth in their 70s, and still you can get a very good result. You just have to use a better system, usually more time. Okay, so time. So all these whitening systems use a type of bleach. A lot of them want to get it done faster and quicker. If you want to get it done in an hour, you're just not going to see a very big change. It might look like you have a decent change when you first stop because your teeth dehydrate. You have your mouth open like this for an hour, especially if you put a light on it where it dries them out even more, they're going to naturally dry out and look whiter when you're done. But within 24 hours, so they will rehydrate and you'll lose a lot of that whitening. Okay, so it doesn't stay very much. So the blue light really doesn't do anything. There's been studies for years and years. They've had meta-studies. Meta-studies are where they look at all the studies, combine them, and evaluate them. And they've said the blue light doesn't do anything, but yet you see it everywhere, okay? It doesn't like add to it. Now, when you use the blue light, there's also bleach on the teeth. And the bleach is whitening the teeth a little bit. You're just not gonna see a very big change in an hour, okay? If you're looking just for a tiny little change for a temporary, like right before event, maybe you'll have a little bit of a result there. So my favorite system is Core, K-O-R whitening. It's been around, I've been using it for 20 years. It's changed a little, but it works really well. The only reason, it's not a secret, it just doesn't cut any corners. So it puts bleach on your teeth, but it holds it there with a tray, just like the trays have been around for 30 years. We put it in your mouth, but these Core trays are sealed at the gums. So it keeps the bleach in there better. It keeps saliva out. If you get saliva on bleach, it ruins the bleach. It stops whitening your teeth after 20 minutes. So you need something that seals well. It's shipped to us frozen. So most bleach, you'll buy bleach and like sometimes it'll work really well, and then you like buy it or your friend will use it and it doesn't do anything. What happened? Well, it was sitting on a shelf somewhere. Like most bleach just kept on the shelf. Maybe it was in Texas here, super hot. Heat destroys bleach. So it's sitting in some truck at 150 degrees while it's moving around. That bleach is inert, okay? So this is shipped to you frozen. So it's very, it's potent, and you keep it in your refrigerator. If you have bleach and you're using it, even if it's not shipped to you frozen, keep it in your refrigerator when you're not using it. Not the freezer, but the refrigerator. And then once you put it in on your teeth, put it back in the refrigerator. So bleaching does work, okay? I like doing it overnight, ideally. That's what the Core system does. You have less saliva overnight and time. So some people are just like, I want the most powerful, highest percentage. And you can use those, but use them for a short amount of time, okay? You actually kind of want the lower percentages to use it for a longer amount of time. Works better if you're gonna do it, okay? So that's what I like. And then Core also does a combination at home, anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks when you're sleeping, depending how old you are. Remember, it's harder to whiten your teeth when you're older. And then combines with the in-office whitening. So the in-office whitening, you use this really strong, powerful bleach. You protect the gums, because if you get really even the weaker stuff, but you get it on your gums, it burns, and it can damage your gums. Almost never permanently. It always heals, but still, you got to protect the gums there. So that's why I like it, because it doesn't cut corners, Core whitening. It combines time, potent bleach, a perfect fitting tray, home bleaching with in-office bleaching. So it's a lot, right? It's not just like, hey, here's your free bleach, do it, and you don't see anything. And there are other systems that work too. There are some that use a blue light, and it's used as a timer, so they know it's not doing it. They put it on there because it looks cool and people expect it because they see it on Instagram and stuff, but they use it as a timer. So like you're gonna be doing some 20-minute sessions or something, they'll put a blue light on and it just times, but still the person doesn't know because no one explains this to them. Why is it hard to whiten your teeth when you're older? Teeth are porous, so teeth are millions of little pores. And as you get older, those pores get clogged, which is why the teeth look darker, all these dark things in there. But those are the same pores that you're trying to get the bleach into. So if they're all clogged up, it's really hard to get them. And as you get older, those pores get more clogged up and smaller. So you still can whiten, but it just takes more time. Also, okay, people want to know, does bleaching damage your teeth? No, it doesn't damage it long term at all, okay? There is some micro damage that can't be seen or anything, and it goes away and it heals. So like you usually don't want to bond to teeth for about 3 weeks after you whiten your teeth. So if you have like a filling planned or some veneers or something, wait a few weeks after you whiten your teeth. Just some studies that show the bond's not quite as strong, but it doesn't damage your teeth long term. Things you can use in the store, okay? Like whitening mouthwashes and toothpaste and things, you're really not gonna see any results. The white strips you buy, they'll work a little, especially if you're younger. Like I've seen some really white teeth, especially on younger people, and they use it pretty routinely. Like not every day, but maybe if, a few days here, a few days there for a long time. They have some really white teeth, so it does work. It doesn't really go into the teeth. A lot of times you'll see the front teeth, and then the side ones aren't bleached because the little white strips don't really fit really well. And you might, just like we talked about before, where some are potent and not, you might get some that just not great. So it's cheap, but it does work if you want to try something that does work on there. So we talked about not damage teeth, but it can cause sensitivity, temporary sensitivity. So some people, it's a lot. And they're like pain, like the worst pain they've ever had. It's pretty rare, okay? Even though core whitening is, in my opinion, one of the best whitening methods, maybe a third of our patients have a lot of sensitivity, third have a little, third have none. It always goes away a few days after you're done, okay? If you have sensitive teeth, you're more likely to have sensitivity with the whitening. But if you don't have sensitive teeth in general, just like drinking cold and things, doesn't 100% mean you're not gonna have sensitivity, but it's a good sign. We do give a desensitizer that you scrub on your teeth every day to help minimize that. Sensodyne toothpaste and other sensitive toothpaste do work a little bit, and if you know you're gonna whiten your teeth, start with that. Take some weeks and maybe a month to build up a little, but it does help a little also. So that's all the stuff you need to know about whitening, okay? Bleaching does work, and you can change your teeth. Some work better than others. Blue light's really not that great. You want things that take more time. You want appliances that fit well on your teeth. That's why, like paintbrush, you like the little, I don't know if you've seen this, but it's like almost like you brush it on your teeth and you leave it there, but the saliva goes right on it, and it doesn't do much. So a lot of gimmicks, but there are ways to whiten your teeth that work really well. Everyone wants to know, I don't want to whiten my teeth so much that it's gonna look fake. That has never happened in the history of whitening, okay? Teeth would get really white, like even to the bleach shades, which are like slightly whiter than natural teeth. But when people's teeth look fake, it's one, because they had fake, badly done veneers. And they usually because they wanted them that white, okay? Or at least they thought they wanted them that white. I've fixed a lot of veneers where people thought they wanted them toilet bowl white, and then they realize it looks bad, so I have to change it to make it like a natural white or a slightly lighter natural white. But even when they're really white, if veneers are the right shape and contours and textures, you can still make them look really natural and beautiful. But real teeth that whiten are white. Are natural. So they're always gonna look natural, even if they're really white, okay? Trust me, literally it's never happened that someone thought their teeth were whitened too much. Number one way to get your teeth looking whiter, quicker, get a tan, okay? If you go to Mexico and you go on the beach and you come back and you're super tan, all of a sudden your teeth look whiter. That's the fastest way. Anyway, that's a lot of stuff about whitening. That's pretty much all you need to know. I don't know. Maybe ask me some questions, I'll answer them, but that should give you like if you're thinking about whitening your teeth, I just answered all the questions people always ask me. So there it is.